So today we are going to be covering Mammut Fall 24 clothing categories, and we are going to dig in some of our Eiger pieces, winter sports specific clothing, as well as insulated mid-layer and base layer pieces for Fall 24. We're not going to cover everything in the Fall 24 workbook. We are just doing a brief overview of these items for you. Now, the first thing we're going to cover is going to be the Eiger series. Now, we're not going to show you every single piece in the Eiger catalog, but we're going to show you some of the top sellers as well as the best ofs. And first and foremost, you have the Eiger Pro and the Eiger Advanced Fleece jackets here for men and women. Now, the biggest difference you're going to find in the two jackets between the Eiger Pro and the Eiger Advanced is really just going to be the face fabric. The Eiger Pro, of course, is using GoreTex Pro technology with that 80 denier face fabric on top of the GoreTex Pro membrane. So you are going to get the most durable, the most bomb-proof shell fabric that Mammut has to offer in this category. You are going to get your elevated chest pockets, so this is going to work well, especially if you are going to need to use this with something like a climbing harness or a backpack. They have backpack friendly pockets on these jackets here as well. You do have the removable gaiter on the inside of these jackets with that two-way zipper, so you can zip up from the bottom, whether you are using that for your harness access, but you have the removable gaiter there on the bottom with the no slip tabs, so it's going to help hold that down. The Eiger series is definitely going to have a little bit of a longer cut here in all of our jackets as well for that storm-proof capability. These are also designed with a ton of freedom of movement because we know you are going to be moving your hands and arms everywhere, and we don't want that jacket to drift up on you. So you've got great freedom of movement with the additional paneling on these jackets. Yes, you definitely have the two-way zippers on the ventilated zippers there. You do have a pass pocket if you're going to use this at a ski resort, and all the cuffs are adjustable hook and loop cuffs on here as well. The big difference between the Eiger Pro and the Eiger Free Advanced is really going to be the fabric. The Eiger Pro, of course, is using the GoreTex Pro fabric, so you're getting ultimate durability and ultimate waterproofing with the Eiger Pro jacket. When you go to the Eiger Free Advanced, you are going to have still a GoreTex, but it's the GoreTex EPE fabric, so it is 100% PFC free. Along with that, the backer is actually solution dyed, so it is going to be a much more environmentally friendly designed fabric in that marketplace. So maybe if you're not planning on using this as a guide service, the Eiger Free Advanced would be the way to go, especially if you're looking at bringing this in for Fall 24. It's going to check all those boxes as far as the GoreTex, but with being environmentally friendly. This is using a 70 denier face fabric versus the 80 on the Eiger Pro series. Remember, the Eiger emblem will be on all of our Eiger pieces, whether you see it on the arm, some will have it represented on the back with our Eiger series here. That way it stands out for you when you're pulling this out of your closet. To pair up nicely with your Eiger Pro jacket, you can get the Eiger Pro bib. It's going to have all of the same durability qualities, the exact same materials as the jacket, but in a full bib form. And it does, in the bib, have a specific pocket for your beacon. So if you want to run your beacon in a pocket versus wearing it with a harness, you have that as your option as well with the bib. The Eiger Pro and the Eiger Free Advanced bib and pant will be your option that pairs well nicely with those two jackets. The main difference, again, is going to be the fabric between the two pants, as well as the Eiger Pro will come in a bib. The Eiger Advanced will come in a pant form like this here. Outside of that, the features are going to be very similar. You have your large side zipper for great ventilation on your pant here. You've got great drop-in pockets that are pleated, so the pant pushes out away from your leg rather than into your leg, so you're still going to get great freedom of movement, a little bit more of a free ride cut in this style of bib and pant. For the features of the pockets in both the Eiger Pro bib and the free advanced pant here, you have number one, your leash or your tether for a beacon if you want to set it up here in your leg pocket here. But also on the right thigh, you actually have a neoprene pocket that's actually designed for your cell phone. So you can put it in there and it's gonna help keep it warm in those extra cold conditions. And it also is gonna just give it that added padding and protection. So if you fall or go down or smack something, it's gonna help protect your phone a little bit better. On top of that, you're gonna have these really large reinforced cuffs on the pants, especially on the inner thigh that goes up pretty much the full length of your boot. So you're gonna get great protection there from your edges of your skis, as well as the adjustments to tighten it up to keep the snow out and your full length gaiter on the inside. So the next piece we're talking about is the Eiger Insulated Pro Hooded Jacket. This is going to be our warmest or most insulated jacket that we make. This is using an 850 fill down, and it's also using a PrimaLoft synthetic insulation. And the face fabric that they're using is a Pertex Quantum face fabric series, and it is also strategically seam taped. So it's not a waterproof jacket, but it is highly water resistant, designed to help keep you dry. The down is RDS certified, and it is also a water resistant down. So even in those extremely wet conditions, this is designed to help maximize the durability and help keep you and the materials dry. It is body mapped specifically so you actually have places where the synthetic is going to get wet or there's higher wear areas like the top of the head, shoulders, and wrist cuffs. You have more synthetic, and then the down is going to be everywhere else. This is great whether you're going to use this as an insulating layer or as a belay parka. It does have the two-way zippers, so you can zip down, top down and bottom up to have access for your things like your climbing harness. The hood in this is also very helmet compatible. The Pertex Quantum face fabric does have a PFC free DWR, so it's still gonna help wick that moisture externally off of that jacket. Remember, the Eiger is one of the only jackets that using Mammut's double chamber design, so you're actually getting two different layers between you and the outside temperature. So it's going to improve that thickness, keeping that cold barrier further away from your body, maximizing the insulation. Along with that, they have partially taped seams on this jacket as well, so it's going to help with that durability as well as keeping you dry in those cold, wet conditions. Next is the Eiger Advanced Hooded Jacket, and this is definitely going to be better as a mid layer versus the Eiger Pro being more of that true outside layer jacket. This can be used as an external jacket or an insulating mid layer for you. Obviously with the smaller panels and baffles, this is still using the same 850 Mammut dry fill down, and it's still using PrimaLoft Gold synthetic insulation as well in strategic areas like top of head, shoulders, wrist cuffs, and underarms in those high wear, high abrasion resistant areas to increase your warmth as well as durability, especially in those wet and cold conditions. And last in the Eiger series is the Eiger Speed Jacket. This is using our 900 fill insulated down jacket as well as the PrimaLoft Gold insulation. So it's mixed because we want to do body map this specifically for people that are going to put really high output. You are going to be sweating even though in those really cold conditions. This piece is great because it still has a two-way zipper so you can ventilate up or down with this particular jacket, but this is great for people that are going to be ski mountaineering, climbing, ice climbing in those really cold conditions, but you put out a lot of body heat for sustained amount of time, then the Eiger Speed is the way to go. This is my preferred piece for ski touring. So now we're going to get into our snow sports specific categories, starting off with the Haldegrat and the Haldegrat Air Jacket bib and pant options here for you. So the big difference between the Haldegrat and the Haldegrat Air is going to be, again, the face fabric offering in this. The Haldegrat's going to be a little bit of a heavier face fabric, giving you a little bit more durability, but still lighter weight than a GoreTex face fabric. So if you're someone that is skiing in the resort and maybe also doing some backcountry ski touring, the Haldegrat would be a great piece if you're looking for similar durability to a GoreTex piece with a 3-layer waterproof protection. And the Haldegrat Air is an even lighter weight, more breathable version of the standard Haldegrat. So these two jackets are great options. If you're looking for a mixed resort piece, I would definitely recommend the standard Haldegrat series. If you want something that's a little bit more backcountry specific, I would consider the Haldegrat Air. It's going to be lighter weight and more breathable, and that's going to be the main feature you're going to look at when you compare these two pieces. The Haldegrat will come in a hard shell jacket and a hard shell bib versus the Haldegrat Air is going to be a hard shell jacket and a hard shell pant. Both these jackets are going to have backpack friendly accessible pockets on the chest and the waist area. The bib has a specific pocket for your beacon with the leash built into it, as well as the pant does have a beacon specific pocket on the right thigh. The other main difference you are going to find between the Haldegrat jacket and the Haldegrat Air jacket is going to be the snow skirt. The Haldegrat will come with the snow skirt and it's also removable. The Haldegrat Air does not have a snow skirt built into it. However, it does have the one-hand adjustable cuff, so you can still tighten in the base of your jacket to help keep out cold air and snow. Again, the Haldegrat is going to focus more on durability, and the Haldegrat Air is going to focus more on weight and breathability. Both of these jackets have a free ride inspired cut, so it's going to have a little bit more room in this jacket and pant combination for layering as well. The next jacket we're getting into is the Tice Pro, which is the bigger, beefier version of the already great selling Tice jacket. This is definitely more focused for snow sports with durability and stretch in mind. So this is using a combination of a 70D face fabric as well as a ripstop in those additional wear areas around the waist, the underarms of the jacket, and on the back paneling here. So you're getting great durability and good waterproofing on a jacket like this that still gives you stretch. Big jump into this, again, is going to be snow sports specific, so you do have that removable snow skirt. You have backpack friendly pockets on the side and the chest here. It's going to work well if you are wearing a backpack inbounds or you are going to use this in the backcountry. They've got maximum ventilation with the pit zips in this jacket, as well as you do have the pass pocket here on the shoulder. So again, use it at the resort, use it in the backcountry. The Tice Pro is going to be a great piece for that. And again, when you feel this fabric, it is going to be nice and heavy duty. So this is definitely designed for people that want maximum durability, but it's still not going to break the bank. Along with the Tice Pro jacket, you can get the Tice Pro pant. The Tice Pro pant has a much larger adjustable waistband, so it's going to be really comfortable. You can adjust it from the outside. It's not on the inside tab, so it makes it adjustable on the go. It's going to have really high leg guards as well, so it's going to give you maximum protection for things like crampons and skinning if you're going to be using this in the backcountry. That is the Tice Pro jacket and pant. So here we have the Stony hard shell and the Stony thermo hard shell. The thermo is your insulated versus the standard Stony hard shell is non-insulated. One thing to note is the thermo is a 2-layer waterproof laminate, and that's one of the reasons why this jacket is $475 versus the non-insulated is going to be $499 because this is a 3-layer waterproof. So that's why you have an insulated that's a little bit less expensive actually than its non-insulated partner, is mainly because of the waterproofing between the two differences there for you. Same with the pant. This is definitely designed as your resort piece or free ride piece. So you have something that's a little bit more free ride inspired as far as the cut and the design. Have your chest pockets here. So if you are wearing a backpack, you do have 2 chest pockets, but outside of that, you have your standard drop-in hand pockets that are fleece lined, as well as you have your ventilated pit zips on these that are 2-way, so you can zip them up from bottom up or up from top down on these jackets as well. One of the reasons why you see these jackets come in a variety of color options to choose from is because this is going to be one of our best sellers for the winter season. The Stony pant is the same. You've got the Stony Thermo and the Stony Shell. The Thermo is going to be a little bit more insulated, but it's only going to be a 2-layer waterproof membrane versus the standard Shell is still going with a 3-layer. You have the oversized adjustable cuffs on the outside of your pant there, making it really easy to adjust on the go, as well as you've got your great ventilated zippers on the outside of your pant here and your drop-in pleated zipper pockets on the outside of your thigh there. So you've got really good, useful, large thigh pockets when you need those, as well as your oversized adjustments on your waist. So gives you really comfortable adjustment that you can do on the fly. And again, you're getting those really nice oversized leg guards there, so to again protect your pants and your boots from the edges of your skis or your snowboard, whether you're using this as a resort pant or as a backcountry pant. And yes, these do come with, again, that built-in over-the-boot gaiter. And again, the Stony is available for both men and women in the standard hard shell, as well as the insulated version for both the jacket and the pant. And this has our broadest assortment of color options for the jacket and pant in both of your insulated and non-insulated. That shows you it is one of our best sellers. So next is going to be the fall line jacket. This is a Mammut piece, again, that is resort inspired and targeted at a little bit more of a price point audience, but still want that premium quality, that premium brand with these jackets. The fall line is part of the fall line thermo category, so this is going to only come in an insulated option for your jacket and your pants. Again, this is using a 2-layer Mammut dry waterproof face fabric with our polyester insulation built into it. So at a price point of $375 for the jacket, this is going to give you great insulation as well as waterproofing with these pieces. You've got that single external chest pocket. You've got your 2 drop-in pockets on the waist here. Again, you have that built-in snow skirt on this. Is not removable. It is built in on that. So again, that's going to save some money where you need it. You still have your standard pit zips on this jacket, as well as your pass pocket on the left sleeve there. So still giving you a helmet compatible hood on this jacket. So again, really focused at resort use for this particular piece. And again, the fall line will only come in an insulated version versus the Stony gives you the options for a shell and an insulated. Now we're in Mammut's insulated jackets. First thing we're start off with is the Mammut Tice Pro 850 fill down jacket. Now, this is a step down from the Eiger jacket. So this is definitely something that's a little bit more focused at the everyday winter user and was designed instead of for those 8,000 meter peaks, these were more designed for those 4,000 meter peaks. Whether you're using this for rock climbing, backcountry skiing, ski mountaineering, this would be the one to consider, especially at the price point. It's going to be using that hydrophobic down that Mammut is really well known for, with a very lightweight recycled face fabric. This allows you to pack this jacket down really small into its own pocket. It is very useful whether you're using it with a backpack or a climbing harness still, so you still have external backpack and harness compatible pockets, but also has your 2 large mesh drop-in pockets on the interior of the jacket as well. So the Tice Pro insulated jacket was really designed, it can be used as an external jacket, a belay jacket, but also can be used as that insulating mid-layer. Moving into something that is a little bit more for everyday users is going to be the Broad Peak insulated jacket. The Broad Peak insulated hooded jacket is great whether you're using this as a jacket on its own or an insulating layer. This definitely is a great everyday use, whether you're using it on the mountain or around town. You can see that this comes in a variety of colors. So again, this is one of our best-selling insulated pieces in the line. This is using a hydrophobic 800 fill down, so it's going to still provide that warm when wet characteristics. Using a GoreTex Quantum face fabric here, that's going to help shed moisture on the outside of this jacket here. This is going with Mammut's regular fit, which generally tends to have a little bit more of an athletic cut than maybe you're used to with some other brands. I'm 5'10" and 170 pounds, and I generally tend to fit in mediums in just about everything from Mammut. This is a great fit, especially if I'm going to layer under this or wear a shell over it. You've got your standard elevated hand pocket, so this can still be worn with a backpack. It also still has your single drop-in chest pocket there and your standard hood size. So this is not designed to fit over a ski helmet. It is your standard helmet size. This also can be stowed in the left-hand pocket with that easy to pack tab you find on the inside there. That is the Broad Peak for men and women. If you are looking for that ultralight mid layer, you would look at the Aenergy series insulated down jacket. This is using an 850 fill power dry down, and it is using that ultralight GoreTex Quantum face fabric here. So definitely focused for people with a little bit more high energy, not quite as much as something like the Eiger series. This would be the step down from that, but also a step up from the Broad Peak as far as the weight mixing with compressibility and insulation here. So definitely isn't going to be quite as thick as the Broad Peak. So if you want something that's for high pace, you're sweating a lot more, I would consider the Aenergy series. If you are looking for something that is definitely a mix of town to the mountain or mountain to town, the Broad Peak would definitely be the way to go. The Waymaker jacket is going to be your price point jacket that is using a down fill. This goes from the 800 fill in the Broad Peak to a 700 fill in the Waymaker. This comes in a hooded jacket and a non-hooded jacket version. Using a little bit of a softer face fabric that looks a little bit less glossy or sporty. Definitely a piece that people are going to consider for travel or around town, but still can definitely use as a insulating layer for hiking, backpacking, skiing, and that nature. Hand pockets in this are not elevated, so again, it was designed a little bit more for town than mountain use. Next in the insulated category, we get to our Sender insulated. This is using a fully synthetic insulation, and what the great thing about this is it's a synthetic loop insulation, so it provides maximum loft and insulation. And the great thing about the loop insulation in this particular jacket is it is made from recycled rope, and that is going to really help in selling the story of this jacket as a very responsibly manufactured fabric. The same thing goes for the outside fabric, is also made from recycled materials as well. And it's not going to dampen or hurt the performance and function of the Sender insulated jacket that you see here in the black, as well as you see on my mannequin friend here too. The fabric on the outside is very water repellent. Again, it's not a waterproof jacket by any means, but it's definitely going to help you stay warm and dry in those cold, wet conditions, whether you're using this as a layering piece or this is your outer piece as well. The one thing I love about the Sender jacket as well is that you can see where this is actually put together. It is a welded seam. It is not stitched, so there is no stitching on this jacket to help keep that loop insulation in place, and that is going to provide a much higher level of durability to the jacket, so you're less likely to have any sort of failure because there are no stitches, and that's going to help maintain that loft. The Sender insulated will only come in a hooded jacket form for men and women. Next in our series of insulated jackets is the Abula. The Abula is the synthetic version of the Broad Peak jacket. Broad Peak is going to be your 800 fill down. The Abula is using a fully synthetic insulation. So if you are looking for something that is better in wet conditions, or you're looking for something that's a little bit more of a targeted price point, the Abula is going to be a little bit of a less expensive piece because down is just, let's face it, a little bit more expensive. The downside to that is it's synthetic, so it's not going to pack down quite as well as the Broad Peak. The Abula will come in a hooded jacket, a standard jacket, and a vest option for you. Next we have the Rime Light, and the Rime Light vest jackets here. The Rime is going to be a very nice sheeted design insulated jacket here. Really great for layering. It is fully synthetic. One of the things I really like about this jacket is this actually fits nice and close to the body here. It has these really nice large stretch panels along the side all the way down to the wrist cuff here. So it is going to adapt and mold to your body incredibly well. This fits a variety of body types really, really well. Has a really nice insulated hood here with that stretch band, so it will keep nice and close to your face without letting too much cold or wind in with this jacket. Also fits well underneath the climbing helmet, so if you're buying this for climbing or even backcountry skiing, this hood can actually fit underneath the helmet and still provide you that nice warmth and insulation to it. It's definitely got the elevated zipper pocket, so it works great with the climbing harness as well as a backpack. And you still have an interior drop-in pocket as well, so you can put things like your smartphone in there and keep it warm and out of the way. This jacket's got a lot of stretch to it, so again, forms of the body really well. Great whether you are using this as an around town piece that's a synthetic piece to a very active wear piece. This is very comparable to something like the Arc'teryx Atom series or the Atom SL that you probably have seen or are familiar with in the past. This is a great comparison to put up next to a jacket like that. And again, this comes in the standard Rime. The Rime Light is definitely the way I like to go. That's where we see the largest amount of sales and volume come from the Light as well as the vest. Next, we have the Aconcagua series, which comes in a standard and a lightweight fabric here. You have the hooded jacket and the standard jacket available in these pieces. Now, this is using Polartec's Power Stretch Pro series fabric, so you are going to get maximum durability with great performance with a ton of stretch and really good insulation. This is a piece that is great if you're trying to step away from the traditional puffies and go to something that's a little bit more sweatshirt or streetwear oriented, or you just don't want to have something that's that puffy or lofty on the inside, whether you go with the hoodie or the standard jacket in the Aconcagua. Also, the standard Aconcagua will come with your built-in thumb loops as well. The Aconcagua Light does not. The Aconcagua Light is going to have the same fit as the standard Aconcagua, but the main difference is it is a lighter weight fabric and it's actually using the Polartec power gridded fleece on the inside there. So you could see how it's got the grid built into that, and even though it does have a ton of stretch like the traditional power stretch, this is using that power gridded Polartec fleece. So definitely designed to have a little bit more heat and moisture moving through this particular piece as compared to the standard Aconcagua. So if you're looking for something that is a little bit more, high heart rate, high activity base in a mid-layer fleece design, I would definitely look at the Aconcagua Light. So next in the mid-layer category, very comparable to the Aconcagua and Aconcagua Light, will be the Tice Light series. The Tice Light will come in the hooded version and the non-hooded version here. And one of the main things about this is a nylon face fabric rather than a polyester. So it's gonna dry incredibly quickly. This works great as a insulating mid-layer for anybody that's going to be, again, putting out a lot of body heat, but also wants something with a little bit more of a durable face fabric on the outside. The Tice Light would be something to consider. compared to the Aconcagua light, because you still have that gridded fleece on the inside to help let that moisture and sweat and heat dump out of that fabric here, but it also has that additional thumb loop on both of the jacket and the non-hooded jacket version of that as well. Big difference you'll notice as far as features are going to be is the hooded jacket is going to come with the elevated hand pockets. So again, great for things like backpacks and climbing harnesses. Gives you the ability to use that in that particular way. This can fit underneath a climbing helmet. The non-hooded version will only come with that single reinforced chest pocket here with a little bit of that color pop that you see instead of the elevated hand pockets, but it's still going with the same type of face fabric, so it really just depends on what features you want, whether this is going to be a jacket that can be used as a mid-layer or this is going to be purely a mid-layer piece because it doesn't have the hood on it there. So now we're going to get into one of our best-selling fleeces. This is the Arctic here. The Arctic jacket is going to be more of your casual wear fleece. This is going to be available in just a jacket for men and the hooded jacket for women. This is going to be an incredibly comfortable jacket with that nice high loft fleece on the inside with that more performance casual styling on the outside with a little bit of that everyday texture. You're getting that full zip along with your standard hand pockets, but you also have that additional chest pocket for men and women on your jacket here. The Arctic is by far one of our best sellers when it comes to your fleeces and fleece jackets. And lastly, we're going to get to our base layers, and our best seller and highest recommended base layer piece is going to be our tree wool in the long sleeve and the short sleeve option for men and women. This is a great year-round piece. If you're not familiar with tree wool is a blended wool substance. It is using merino wool and lyocell, which is a tree-based fiber here. And the great thing about this is you have great insulation, really good comfort. This is a relaxed fit on this, so whether you're using it as a base layer for skiing, ski touring, climbing, going to the crag, or just meeting up with your friends, the tree wool piece is a really nice piece. And also on top of that moisture management and insulating factor, it also is going to help resist odors as well because of the natural fibers in this. So you could wear this for 1, 2, 3 days without worrying about this requiring a ton of washing. So wear this for 2, 3 days in a row and not worry about the odor, whereas you would with a synthetic piece right after you get off the mountain. So when you go from skiing, hiking to the tavern to meet up with your friends, you're not going to have to worry about your odor, and it's going to be incredibly comfort with that tree wool fabric here, available in a variety of colors, again, both in the long and the short sleeve for men and women. Thank you again for watching that brief overview of Mammut Fall 24 clothing. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to email myself, Sean at 3saintsoutdoor.com, or John Drollinger at john@3saintsoutdoor.com. Please feel free to reach out to us with any particular questions. Look forward to seeing you this fall.